What's going on? We back. Goodfellas Sports TV up in this thing. Y'all know what it is. One time for the one time grinding. Shout out to the entire Lions Den box community, LDBC, man. Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney. Who's better as a professional boxer so far? Not amateur, not talking silver medals or nothing like that. Who's look better as a professional fighter? It's an interesting question. It's a question that's stumped some people before. I think, Haney's had 20 professional fights, 13 knockouts. Shakur's had 8 professional fights, 5 knockouts, and everybody was looking at Shakur Stevenson before this fight last night, saying that he wouldn't, they wasn't impressed with him, because he ain't had the fastest hands or he wasn't knocking, he wasn't knocking guys out like he was supposed to knock guys out. But it's patience, man. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's a race where you pace yourself at, and that's where you go. That's what people got to understand. Is he ready for Lee Selby or Josh Warrington? Absolutely not. He hasn't even won 10 rounds yet. It's just crazy to think that. And people saying that Devin Haney could beat Robert Jr. That's even crazy to think that as well. He ain't fought nobody on that level. He trending towards fighting people on that level. But he ain't there yet, Haney is 5'9", with a 71-inch reach. Shakur Stevenson 5'8", with like a 69-inch reach or 68-inch reach, somewhere in there. Physically in limbs, they're not that too far apart. But Haney is going to have the ability to move up a couple more weight classes. He 19. He'll turn 20 in November. So he going to have the frame to move up in more weight classes. He might end up having the opportunity to having a better boxing career, just for the simple fact I can see him moving to 40, 47, depending on how much more he continues to grow, 54. Shakur Stevenson probably can jump from 26 to 30, 35, 40. I think 47 is going to be stretched for him. But yeah, as far as the whole style, I think Shakur Stevenson is better his style is more suited for the pros so far. I understand that he has significantly less fights, as well, but you can tell his style is more pro ready, and I don't think a lot of people understand what I'm saying is that Stevenson is sitting down on shots. He's more patient. He's able to sit in the pocket and fight, and he's able to read and react. And there's a lot of fighters that have titles or that's on the elite level. They don't have the patience and don't have the reflexes and the skills to fight in the pocket and fight in the lion's mouth. You know what I'm saying? That's a very, very rare attribute in the sport of boxing. Not too many people can sit in the pocket range and operate under that type of pressure. It's not too many fighters that's good in the pocket range. They say certain fighters are good in the pocket range or good in that hittable range. Most guys are either good on distance or good on the inside. It's very, very few elite fighters can fight right in that pocket range and make you miss and hit you when they want to hit you and move their hands when they want to hit you. Devin Haney is a guy that has not mastered that range, may not master that range for a long time, or may never master that pocket range. You got plenty of fighters that don't sit in the pocket and deliver. You know what I'm saying? Either they're moving on the outside or they grinding on the inside or holding on the inside. And that's just the fact. That's just the fact of the matter, man. And Shakur Stevenson is just real patient. He real calm. He picks his shot. David Haney is still moving around the ring like an amateur, like a chicken, like he's scared to get hit. Devin Haney, yeah, yep. He still got that amateurish type style to him, man. Shakur Stevenson is more patient, and most people say, well, Devin Haney got better hand speed or Haney might hit harder. So be it. But we talking about real boxing skills, real attributes, and in my opinion, Stevenson has the more professional ready attributes right now. And he's just playing to see he can pick his shots. His vision is good. But what I do like that Devin Haney has that Shakur doesn't have is the elite athletic ability. You know what I'm saying? He's a better athlete than Shakur Stevenson. By far, you know what I'm saying? Better. I think he got faster feet, faster hands. I think eventually when he grow into his man strength, he'll punch harder. He got things that you can't teach in the gym. and his work ethic is excellent. I'm not sure about Shakur Stevenson's work ethic, but Devin Haney stays in great shape. And I think, he got a lot to build on. That's why a lot of people are probably going to come on here and prefer Devin Haney, because Devin Haney is so fast. He passes the eye candy test as far as his boxing attributes. You know what I'm saying? Fast hands, fast feet, flashy hand speed, flashy combinations, but he ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? He's not ready for that next leap, just yet. He gotta learn how to really fight as a stationary target a little bit more, and how to move when you need to be moving. There's a lot of fighters that don't know how to use educated movement or just enough movement to get out the way. They got to move a whole mile when it only really takes a couple inches to move and still be in position and not waste, energy. And a lot of people going to call this crazy, but Shakur Stevenson seems to be more comfortable in the pocket than Bud does. Crawford does a lot of excessive movement. When he fights, especially bigger, longer guys, and maybe that's just how he handles the situation. You know what I'm saying? But Shakur Stevenson got that one trait that Floyd had. He can sit right in that lion's mouth, catch it, see it, catch the punches, slip the punches, and deliver. And that's a trait that not a lot of young fighters have. Even Teofimo Lopez, if he at that distance, he working. He's just straight working, or on his way to working, on the outside working. That's not really that gray area, that pocket range, that mid range. That ain't really him. You know what I'm saying? He don't look as comfortable in there, and he get touched a little bit when he at that mid range. With Shakur Stevenson, I see a lot of potential for him. I'm not saying he's gonna end up being a better professional fighter than Haney and Teofimo Lopez, but I'm telling you, he got an attribute that a lot of guys don't have. Sit right in front of you in that pocket range, make you miss and beat you down. And I'm going to give him the edge right now because of his patience. He don't do a lot of excessive movement. He moves in silence. He like a baby Andre Ward. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you need. A lot of people might not like him because he ain't the flashiest. He ain't, cracking niggas' jaw wide open. He ain't doing all this whoa stuff, you know what I'm saying, or wild stuff. But you know what he do? He's slow and steady wins the race. And he's developing, and he's working on things he needs to work on. He's getting stronger. And physical attributes ain't everything in boxing. The small things like being able to fight at that gray area, that pocket range, that mid range, and be able to operate like a surgeon, that's going to take him a long way in his career. Watch what I tell you. That's going to take him a very, very long way, and that's something and it's very critical that Devin Haney figure out how to really fight at that range, which will probably come. But it's even more critical for Devin Haney to stop using excessive movement and learn to get comfortable and plant his feet and generate more power than he does. You know what I'm saying? Because he got the ability to generate a lot of power, but he's not sitting on his shots. He's just moving and hitting on the move, and that's fine and dandy. But at some point, you got to sit down and win a dog fight. And that day is going to come one day for Devin Haney. And hopefully it's sooner than later. And it's at this level of competition, because if you get to the elite competition, you got to sit in a dog fight, and he ain't ready for it, then it's gonna be all she wrote. But I like what Devin Haney and his dad doing, starting his own promotional company, being the youngest boxing promoter ever in history. I dig that. Not working for nobody, doing his own thing, being his own man. Always salute brothers that do that. So we're supporting Alonzo Ball, starting Big Baller brand with LeVar Ball. People don't understand it. Try to be your own entrepreneur. Everybody want to be employees and somebody else sign them a check. Go ahead and try it your own. If you fail, at least you bet on yourself. And I can respect that. If I bet on myself and I fail, at least I know I bet on myself. And it is what it is, man. It's Goodfella Sports TV. Shout out to everybody that's supporting us, man, holding it down. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Also, if you want to, make a donation, the PayPal link in the description of the donation. Appreciate everybody for came through the live stream, man. It was a struggle to push these last two videos out. It's the first one, man. I'm going to push the second one out. I'm just going to double up and release them back to back in my Drake voice. But I'm going to go ahead and get it done. But don't forget, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Morning, we're going to be, doing boxing 101, early morning grind, and boxing talk show. It should be pretty good tomorrow. Not sure what the topic's going to be, but be there, be square. If you miss it, you can catch it on replay on our podcast. The link's in the description. or you can catch it on YouTube. Y'all know what it is. We gone.